Hi, welcome back to Guessagaingaming, playing Phantom Doctrine. So after the last video where I just went through all the menu screens and how they look, this is how you would start if you're starting a new game. It's going to be interesting for me because it's a long time since I actually started a new game on here, so I can't actually remember either. So anyway, this is the new game, the new screen. If you wanted to continue a game, it would be that one, but this is for a new game. So there you go. We'll play it on easy just because I'm making a tutorial and there's no point in getting killed quickly, and like I said in the other video, in this game it's quite easy to get killed, let's just say that. We'll play it on regular. You can do it on extended. It just adds more bits and pieces to the story, which I definitely recommend doing, but again, for the first time, we'll just do it on regular game. And then it's asking me who I'm going to be in the game. Do I want to be, which organisation am I going to be for? These slight differences, I mean, the story plays out similarly-ish, without any spoilers. But yeah, there's differences, so you can decide if you want to be Mossad, the Israeli Secret Service, or KGB, the Russian one, or the CIA. Mossad only unlocks, I think, after you've played through it once, as far as I remember. So you can pick which one. I'll be CIA. Pick your name. Let's just pick. You can stay as that, and then you just pick your profile portrait, and you can find one that you think suits you. Let me find the one that I always pick that looks like kind of me. Actually, I could be that one a little bit. But usually I go for that one because, yeah. So just in this game, there I am. That's me, kind of. Yeah. And that will do for now, because like I said, this is just a tutorial. You can change how you look if you want. You can change all these different bits. You can change your clothes, but again, we won't, because there's no point in doing it just to make this kind of starter video. But you can change anything you want. That character looks kind of similar to the profile picture, and like I said before, I like the profile pictures and the actual characters in games to look the same. I find it kind of annoying and kind of stupid actually when you get a profile picture that doesn't look anything like your character and you can't change the character appearance. So I like this game a lot for that reason as well. You can make virtually everybody look like their profile picture enough, even in what they're wearing if you want. Of course, you may not want to, and you may want to do something completely different with them, and sometimes I found that you'll end up with two people who have similar looks, and you'll want, even though their profile pictures are the same, you'll kind of want to give one of them a different haircut or a different colour hair, just to make them different. This game has got good animations. There are, obviously they're not like A1, but they're good, they're nice, but the overall options for, let's just show you for a man, there's a few. There's a few for each kind of ethnicity, but there's only, I'd say 3 for each one. So you do get agents turn up with similar kind of looks, and then you have to customise them to kind of look different, especially when you've got 30 or so agents. You'll have to change some if you really care about that kind of thing to make them look different, because you'll get a few, if you look at this one, there's 3 kind of guys that look like that, and then you get into a different ethnicity. So if you had just the 3, of course the chance you'll get another guy looking a bit like that is high with that face shape, so then you want to change the beard or the hair, you know, we can. Yeah, okay, let's go with that. Let's just pretend I had a really groovy day at the hairdressers. So that's that, and then we'll just press start game. So like I said, this game is, I would say it's slightly more tricky than things like XCOM. Depending on what difficulty you play it on, but if you just take the basic difficulty of XCOM and the basic difficulty of this, I would say this is slightly harder. And these missions, unlike in XCOM, where once you can upgrade your squad, for example, you can always take 6, whereas in this is missions, plenty of missions where you're limited to how many the game lets you take. You can take 6 in some of the big missions, but there's missions where you take 2, there's missions where you take 3, there's missions where you take 4, there's missions where you have to send yourself. So it's slightly more tricky, because obviously when you have 2 people, it's difficult. And I would say in this game, against if you think about the games already covered on the channel, which is Watch Dogs Legion and Necromunda Underhive Wars, stealth is very important in this game. In a game like Watch Dogs Legion, I know that's not a tactical RPG as such, but it kind of is in a certain way, I think. You can not use stealth, you can just run in and kill everybody if you want. Maybe not very early on, but certainly you can, it's an option. In Necromunda there's no stealth option really, so basically other than Overwatches, and they know kind of where you are anyway, there's no option, so that's fine. And in XCOM, certainly once you've got your squad or your team reasonably highly levelled, past the basic, you can do it without stealth, and certainly towards the middle of the game when you get the special things like different armours and different guns and the option, the tech where you can make yourself invisible and walk through walls and things, you can do those without worrying about stealth. But in this game, stealth, I would say, is a priority. If you try to do missions just by shooting, you will very likely not succeed, because the enemy shoot back very hard. They have incoming reinforcements often every 3 turns. They usually have more reinforcements than they would in something like XCOM. They have like 4 at least. There's also airstrikes. So once you're busted, so to speak, if you get busted and you've killed one person and you get busted killing them, and you've still got a whole building of agents to kill, whether they're basic or they're agents, and agents are different, they're much harder to kill, but there's different levels of the enemies. Is like random kind of police officer level people, which are quite easy to kill. They usually just have handguns. And then there are different kinds of security army types that have shotguns and machine guns and grenades and different things, but it's very hard if you get caught early to complete a mission, especially early on. So I would say that stealth is the priority in this game. You will always, or not always, but it will be very hard to complete an entire mission without getting caught somewhere. But the very least you want to do is get through as many parts of the mission, which would be picking up anything you need to pick up, maybe taking out as many of the enemy as you can, and if possible, if it's a kill the enemy agent mission or that kind of mission, or release the captured agent mission, you want to get to the point where you've done that before you get found out, because the shorter time you have to get to your evac zone with lots of enemy agents after you and the reinforcements coming in, the better. And the AI is good in this game. It comes after you quite aggressively, and they're quite smart. So here we are in the game. Like I said in the other video, it's a nice look. It's always raining, and it's always night. I suppose it's always night because that's when you would do a mission, but it's also always raining. So I'm not sure if it always rains in Eastern Europe. I don't think it does. I've been to Russia and it doesn't always rain there. So, but it's always raining. But what it does do is it gives it a really good feel. For like a Cold War kind of spy thriller. I think it does the atmosphere very well. So there we are, that's our agent. It's not me, but it's our agent, and there you can see that's just a regular basic run-of-the-mill bottom ladder enemy agent. He's like a police officer. He's only got 35 hit points, and he's probably just got a handgun. So it will tell you we need to steal something, so you click on your agent, and we will try not to get caught, I think is the thing. It tells us to go there, so this is like a tutorial basically. You can't avoid this, so you kind of have to go where it tells you. And it tells you things that you can read that, most action points, some actually you can read it, it's better than me reading it. And it will tell you where to go in this, and then it tells you to end your turn, which we will by pressing the middle bar. And there's another cop type, and it tells us to go to there. The reason the cops aren't doing anything is, as you can see, that red border thing behind the gates, that's the area where they would be alerted, because that's when you're trespassing, and it will tell you if you are. But we're not, so until we trespass, we're just a guy wandering about. They don't know us, so we're not doing anything illegal, so they've got no reason to bother us. So, and again, the guard will continue his patrol because we're not doing anything basically bad, so we just continue and let him go on his way. We're not in any illegal area.
The latest CIA watch would be dangerous.
I sincerely doubt.
And it tells you basically in this tutorial where to go. That thing is a thing that operates TV cameras, and you'll find them in almost all missions, in fact in all missions. And you can deactivate cameras using that, which we will do now because it's telling us to do it. So we just go in there and you'll just play with the keyboard, and that will deactivate the cameras. It will tell you how many. That won't really help you any time because you'll never know how many there are, but it will tell you roughly how many you've deactivated. So sometimes it can be 3, sometimes it can be 15, and often there are more than one of these consoles you'll need to find. Again, you won't need to find them, but if you can, it will help because it's one less way to get caught. So we end the turn again because it tells us to. And then it will say enter the main building, which means go to there. So like you can see, the tutorial is pretty self-explanatory. It tells you really how to do everything very straightforwardly and simply, and it marks where you need to go. It tells you why you're doing it. It tells you when to end your turn.
Give him the control phrase.
And apparently we have a phrase which is something you can find sometimes, or you can implant in agents later on, as I showed you in the main menus in the first video, which is something you can take control of enemy agents when you upgrade your facilities. So this guy apparently has one, so we can take control of him by using our phrase. Like I said, it's really good in a Cold War sense. This is kind of, if you watch those movies, the one that comes to mind is the Ipcrest Files with Michael Caine. But if you watch those kind of 70s based, 70s spy movies, this is kind of how they are. This is kind of what happens, is control phrases and those kind of things. There's no modern tech and things other than old security cameras. So now we've got him as well. And he's also our agent because we've taken him over. So he can go anywhere, as it says there, because he's known to them and they think he's one of them, but we've taken him over. So we go upstairs, you just move your directional keys up to go up the floor, and we can take down a guard. There you go, it says on our abilities, and the physical things like take down, it will be on that. We won't let me show you the others because it's just letting me show you what it wants to, but I'll show you that in another video. So we can take down this guard, You need awareness is an important thing because the more awareness you have, number one, you can take down different guards. You can read that if you wish. And number two, when someone's shooting at you, when you try to dodge their shots, that while you still have awareness, it makes you able to dodge, not like full-on machine guns, but certainly if someone's firing a handgun at you, you can dodge the shot. And when you run out of awareness, and it's a very important thing to remember, you can be shot with a handgun. So you can be dodging one of those police guys that look kind of harmless, and they've just got a handgun, which is, it feels almost like a pop gun when they're shooting it, and you think, go away, that's just annoying. But then when you run out of awareness, they can hit you, and that can actually do quite a lot of damage. So awareness is a very important thing. So we end our turn, and you've got the general gist. I've shown you kind of, this goes on for quite a while. I think I've shown you all the bits that you need to see, because obviously if you're playing this, you will play the tutorial. There's no point in me playing through the whole tutorial because it's literally just a game telling me where to go. So you've seen the tutorial. I've shown you how to set up a game. I've shown you how to make a character. When you play through this, once you've played through it all, this little mission, that will be the end of the tutorial, and then you'll be into the main game. But this is, like I said, it's a proper mission, so it's not like a few minutes job. So I'll end this video here because I don't want to drag through this just to show you every single move that the tutorial tells you. And the next video I'll make, which may be the last video in Phantom Doctrine, will be me doing a mission with a proper mission outside the tutorial with a larger group, just to show you how a larger mission will go and how that can go wrong, because it will, because it almost always does. So anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you're having a really nice weekend, and I'll speak to you soon. Okay, take care. Bye.